Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, with a review of a really marvelous new disc, which I also reviewed for ClassicsToday.com in written form. So you can just go read it over there if you want. It's not like an insider subscriber type review. It's just a regular review for all you normal people. But if you want to become an insider, please feel free to do it. Anyway, it's the piano works of Grazyna Bacewicz. There she is. She would be more popular if more people could pronounce her name, but it is Grazyna Bacewicz. She is a fantastic composer. Her years were 1909 to 1969. She's Polish, and she was a major female composer before being a major female composer was like a thing. She just was a major female composer. She was enormously well respected in Poland by her colleagues. She wrote in her short life, she lived to be 60, actually, how she died. She died of a heart attack. But she was apparently so hyperactive and punchy. She went to Armenia on vacation and caught the flu and came back home and started popping antibiotics and just dropped dead, which is really sad. But she still composed a very, very large amount of music in the time that was allotted to her. She also had a daughter, and she was married. She did everything. She had it all. Let's face it, women are so much more capable and tougher than men. And it was proved, by the way, on Mythbusters that women are fabulously more capable at multitasking than men are. And boy, could this lady multitask. She played the violin. She played the piano. She composed like crazy. She did everything. Everything was possible to do. And then she just died suddenly, really at the peak of her powers. Her style was 20th century expanded tonality. In other words, similar to, for example, Bartók and Shostakovich. She never became a formulaic serialist or quite a member of the sort of Penderecki / Lutoslawski avant-garde, but she was just good. She was good. She was intensely musical and gifted beyond belief. She wrote her first pieces when she was 13. She was just talented, an incredibly talented composer who happened to be female. And her piano works are not, the most well-known part of her output. She was better known because she was a violinist, principally a pianist. She could play all of her own works. I mean, she could play. She was gifted there too, but she basically wrote for the violin and for strings and string orchestra and string instruments. But she also wrote four symphonies, I think. And, she wrote piano concertos. She wrote a lot of chamber music with piano. I mean, she was perfectly fine at the piano. She had a wonderful feeling for pianistic sonority. She uses the whole keyboard, and it sounds just marvelous. Anyway, this is Peter Jablonski, who is an excellent pianist, and who edited the first sonata for publication. And this is probably its premiere recording, I would think, because it was never published in her lifetime. It has only just been published 70 years after she died or so. So it's really, quite a few years, or 70 years after it was written. It was written in 1949. So yeah, that makes more sense. 70 years after it was written. And it's really a wonderful piece in 4 movements. Her music has unbelievable rhythmic energy and character. It's forceful, even when it's not memorable. It's not always. She was not a tunesmith, but she had a wonderful harmonic sense. She could create textures and harmonic patterns that were intrinsically interesting. So when you listen to her music, she knows when to be dissonant and when to be consonant. If you persist with it, you'll always hear something interesting coming along that leads you along, and her music is always going somewhere. It has a clear sense of form. It has strong elements of, neoclassicism to it, of course. And as a pianist composer in Poland, she had to pay appropriate homage to her predecessors, particularly Chopin and Szymanowski, who promoted her career. And on this disc, let me just tell you what you get, and then I can turn you loose, because it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Gorgeously recorded, by the way, by Ondine, and fabulously well played. Some of this music is known. The second sonata was her favorite piano work, and it was recorded by none other than Christian Zimmermann, but not better than Peter Jablonski here, really not. I mean, they're both fabulous pianists, and the music can certainly take varying approaches. It's good stuff, just good stuff, plain and simple. Anyway, on this disc you get the Concert Krakowiak, which is a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. It's a divertissement of a piece. 10 concert etudes, which are, etudinous, difficult and virtuosic. There are a couple lyrical ones, but most of them are really flashy and fun. 2 etudes on double notes, one slow, one quick, and then the 2 piano sonatas, numbers 1 and 2. And I guarantee that if you are a piano maven or a fan of good 20th century piano music, if you like, for example, Bartók's piano music, or Prokofiev's piano sonatas, that kind of stuff, you're really, really going to like Bacewicz. Let me get it right. I'm not going to mispronounce it. Bacewicz. That's her name. Grazyna Bacewicz. And you owe it to yourself to hear this. I mean, you can, I'm sure, stream some of it. You can sample it. It's extraordinarily refreshing, spiky, pungent, tart, enjoyable music, and expressive, quite deeply expressive in the slow movements of the sonatas. You will not be sorry that you ventured into this. So, go for it. And that is my advice. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep on listening, friends. Take care.